Hello everyone, it's AndresRestart and welcome to another episode for Mysteries in Breath of the Wild. So this time around I want to focus on the Deku Tree, and specifically his location. So, I've been paying attention to a lot of the Breath of the Wild footage that's been coming out, and a lot of you may have already noticed this, but I'm going to point it out to those who haven't. So, the Deku Tree is in Breath of the Wild. This is pretty clear if you pay attention to the most recent trailer for Breath of the Wild that came out during the Nintendo Switch presentation. But what's interesting is that if you pay attention to the Breath of the Wild footage that came out months ago during E3, the old Wii U build, and if you look at that scene where Link is on top of the tower and supposedly Zelda is speaking to him and you're looking at the Calamity Ganon fly around Hyrule Castle, you can't really see much behind that. Some mountains and skies, but nothing more. Now, fast forward to the most recent footage that we've seen running on the Nintendo Switch that came out during the presentation and all the, gameplay sessions that everyone had around that time, like a week or so ago. There's a little bit more behind Hyrule Castle, or should I say, east of Hyrule Castle. There looks to be some sort of giant structure. It almost looks like a tree that has like a really large pinkish, orangish, autumn-colored canopy. Now, if you pay close attention to the trailer, when we see those quick, short scenes of the Deku Tree, and you look up, what do you see? Not a whole canopy of green leaves, but autumn-colored leaves. So, obviously, I think it's pretty plain and clear at this point that when you pay attention to those scenes that show some sort of giant tree east of Hyrule Castle or behind Hyrule Castle, it is the Deku Tree. And that could suggest where the Lost Woods are, where the Kokiri live, and where there could be a lot of forest and potentially some forest-related dungeons. Who knows? So that's where the Deku Tree is located. Nothing really huge here. That doesn't necessarily have any huge story context, but since we're on the whole subject of the Deku Tree, I want to talk about a few other things that I've realized while watching all this footage. So during the most recent trailer, it's very clear that this tree, the Deku Tree, has a relationship with Link. Now, and if you look at all of the entire span of Legend of Zelda, all the timelines, there are only two Links that have a relationship with the Deku Tree. There's a Link from the Wind Waker, and there's the Link from Ocarina of Time. In the Wind Waker, it's all on top of the Great Sea, water's above the Hyrule since it's been flooded, and, Link, talks to the Deku Tree on a few occasions, works with him, but at the end of the game, Link sails off to find new lands, and leaves the Great Sea that's on top of Hyrule. So in terms of story context and timeline implications, I don't think that this game takes place at all after the events of the Wind Waker, or at least because this Deku Tree has a relationship with Link. So it can't be him, but it could be the Ocarina of Time Link, because he is a hero of time and he does have a relationship with Link. So assuming this is a hero of time, and this isn't just some other game where there's a whole other Link that has a relationship with a whole other Deku Tree in a separate timeline or different point, then this is probably the hero of time. So what sort of implications does it have for the timeline? Well, that could suggest that this is either A, some sort of prequel to the Wind Waker, some sort of prequel to Twilight Princess, or some sort of game that explains what exactly happens with the Fallen Hero timeline, at least early on after the events of Ocarina of Time. Potentially. It's hard to say, but again, it's a mystery in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So guys, those are my thoughts and opinions on the Deku Tree, his location, and what exactly is going on with the story and the timeline here revolving the Deku Tree. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give me your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And if you did like the video, please give me a like. And if you want to see more content from me, AndresRestart, please subscribe. Anyways guys, that's all for now. See you later.